Good morning, everybody. My name is K.Vindfeldt. I'm currently the president of EFCA, and it's a great pleasure to welcome you all, the audience, the panel, and the moderator for this probiotics workshop organized by more than 30 members of LABIB and 16 members of EFCA. The notion or the topic of probiotics is something that, of course, is very dear to our industry, and with many years of scientific work behind this topic and a lot of publications, scientific trials, and a lot of products on the market, I think most of us were not too concerned by the fact that the EU wanted to form some kind of regulation in the field of probiotics in the beginning of the millennium. So when we saw the first, you could say, when we saw the regulation being published, the 2006-1924, I think most of us took this as well, this is going to be a nice opportunity to sort of get a blue stamp on these nice and very excellent products. Many of us filed, you would say, a lot of dossiers in 2007 and were then sort of anticipating to say, okay, what would then be the feedback? I think we all felt a little bit a little bit insecure about, so okay, what would this take? We anticipated that there would, of course, be a need for further clarification, maybe a little bit more scientific input, but all in all, a process that would sort of not be too cumbersome for all of us. In the course of 2008, I think it became clear to many of us that this was not going to be that easy, that the things would probably not be that crystal clear as we had expected. And already, you would say, in the beginning of 2009, we agreed between three of the major stakeholders, LABIB, EFCA, and ULFA, to say, okay, let's try to seek more dialogue, especially with the scientific panel and, if possible, the Commission. So we had a meeting in May of 2009. We were unfortunate not to be able to meet with anybody from EFSA, but we met with Methodologies from the Commission. And we clearly expressed our concern about that we felt there was a little bit lack of transparency. What would the threshold be for the probiotics? And we were sort of getting the notion that it was very hard to see what would actually be the scientific threshold and the final ruling of the probiotics. And we of course also flagged the fact that this is an important industry and there is a substantial amount of money involved in among all the stakeholders. Then EFSA invited for kind of an information meeting in June where Mr. Albert Flynn, I was not present at the meeting, but I was told afterwards that he sort of indicated, yeah, but you got to take more initiative from the industry and sort of substantiate your science a little bit stronger in the domain of probiotics. And then you can then ask what have we been doing? We have actually, I think, been doing a lot, but at least last autumn we decided sort of to construct a scientific paper that should create some more clarity about the status of the science around probiotic. And this paper is still in the making. But we also agreed that maybe it was time to organize a workshop. The workshop that we are having today. And that's actually, you would say, the purpose of the meeting is to see, okay, let's try to discuss what is the scientific status in a very open and constructive atmosphere, and we try to get some of the finest scientists within the area to sort of give their input, and then hopefully it will lead to a good discussion, and we will leave the meeting with more clarity on the topic. So that's basically why we are here today, and it's really nice to see all these people who have chosen to come to Brussels this morning, and it is really an important thing for our industry, and of course we all believe that probiotics deserve this scientific stamp and approval. Before we get into it, because we have a very heavy and very full-loaded program, I think it's just click it in again. To express thanks to the organizing committee, Caroline Haudi, Rina Kekkonen, Sven Laulund, Arte Borer, Celia Martin, Eva, Alain, and Yuri, And it's the three letter is from the FCAS Secretariat, and they're taking care of a lot of the practical. So great thanks to those. So I suggest that we right away get into the agenda, and Dr. Sigman has volunteered to be the moderator today to try to get us through the program. Yep. And I know also that he has prepared himself to try to get you activated so we can have a very good and lively debate. So hopefully you have also prepared some good questions for the panel, and yeah. So with this in mind, I think I will hand it over to you. And